Alright, and we're back. I did the other ASMs off camera, and now we're on to the manual edit cleaning for Dawnguard ESM. So we need to change from the quick auto clean to the full SSE edit, and I'm going to go ahead and redo this. Okay, and click run. Select no other files. We only want Dawnguard and whatever it requires, obviously. Which it'll automatically load anything that it requires. You don't have to manually check anything. Alright, and we just wait for it to finish loading. Didn't take long. Probably because I have the cache, I think, in the overwrite folder. I haven't moved it to its own mod yet. Anyway, background loader finished, so we need to go to the plus next to Dawnguard. And we're looking for cell, block 5, sub-block 3, and we're looking for 00016BCF, and you'll notice it's a different color. Usually that's something to look for when you're doing things like this. If it's a different color, that usually means there's something different about it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. There will be records that have a different color that are perfectly fine, but I've noticed that when the guide tells me to go to edit something, it's usually something that's a different color. No idea what the different colors mean, though. Alright, so that's that. And once you find that, the pane on the right will display all records for that. Scroll down until you locate the XEZN subrecord. There we go. And again, it's red. Wonder why. Rift and Ratway Zone, blah blah blah. Yep. Alright, right click on the above record in the fourth column, which would be there's only 3 columns. The Dawnguard ESM column. I'm not sure why it says fourth. Oh wait, it's probably counting that as a column. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so right click on it in that column. And where did it say? Select remove. You'll get the warning that you're about to change a file. Yes, I'm sure. Alright, and then we need to do the same for block 2. So let's close that back up. So we want block 2, sub block 1, and then we want 0001 FA for C. Okay, and we want to remove the entire record. Remove. Yes. Then we want block 8. Close that. Go right down. Block 8. We want sub block 1. Oh, the entire sub block. Okay. Remove. Yes. Okay. And then we close Xedit, clicking the X. That's the only file that changed, so okay. All the cleaning completed, we can make these cleaned files into their own separate mod and restore the original files to the Skyrim directory. This will assist in future-proofing your cleaned files for the inevitable Bethesda CC updates that would overwrite your cleaned files with original versions. So, to do that, we'll go to Mod Organizer 2, and we will go to Mods, New Folder, Cleaned Bethesda ESMs. Should have been Cleaned Vanilla ESMs, but that's okay. You can actually call it whatever you want. In the Skyrim data folder, cut and paste the ESMs to the new folders. So we go to the Special Edition, Data, and you'll notice that the date modified for these is today, and the time is roughly now, because these are the ones we just changed. Let's see. Not the Skyrim ESM, just the other ones. Speaking of which, do not try to clean Skyrim ESM. It gives you a warning in the guide, but just in case you missed that, do not try to clean Skyrim ESM. It's very bad. Alright, so we want to cut and paste. Okay, then we want to go to Utilities, take these backups from yesterday, copy, and back to the Special Edition Data, paste. I had made a backup of Skyrim ESM by mistake, but it's fine. Alright, that's done. Just make sure I didn't skip any steps. And you'll want to refresh, and then the clean Bethesda ESMs show up. Checkmark that, and because that's checkmarked, those are the files, or those are the ESMs that will get used in game. Okay. If we uncheck them, it'll revert to using the original ones. Okay. Next up, Beth Ini, or Bethany. Did I close up? Didn't mean to close that. Alright. Again, it's installed the same as our other tools, just extract the files to the correct folder. You may have to create the folder. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Let's see, which one was this one? You didn't have to create a folder, just extract the folder that's already created. Alright. It has to be run outside of MO2 and make sure MO2 is closed or the changes will not take effect. So let's close Modernizer 2. And run Bethany. Choose game. We want Skyrim Special Edition. Under the Setup tab, select the profile you wish to use via the INI path setting. INI path setting. And it's already detected the profiles that we've got, so we want to select the Legacy of the Dragonborn Special Edition profile. INI file is successfully reverted. Changed. Application will restart, so let it restart. Make sure it's unchecked. I think I missed that part, but I think selecting no does the same thing for that. Okay, yeah, it's unchecked now. Under the Basic tab, click the Default button. This will refresh your INI files to the default settings for your system with minimal tweaks. So, Default. Okay. click the High preset. Okay. Make sure the Bethany presets option is checked. It is. Recommended tweaks is checked. Let's check that. Windowed mode is checked. Yes. Borderless is checked. Nope. Let's check that. FXAA is checked. And anti-aliasing is set to none. Okay. VSync is unchecked. Lock frame rate is unchecked. Under the General tab, intro logos unchecked. Yep. Post load update time is 2000. Yep. Gameplay tab. Over encumbered reminder set to 60. NPC use ammo is checked. First person, let's see, 0.7. Third person, 0.7. And first person is 0.7. Okay. Bethesda modding platform is unchecked. Oh, that's on the next tab. Interface. Okay, uncheck that. Mouse settings, lock sensitivity to 0.0125. Yep. That's it. Next we have the detail tab. FOV is set to 85. Okay. Let's see. Particle set to 2000. Depth of field is checked. Lens flare is unchecked. Reflect sky is checked. Oh, there it is. Ambient occlusion is checked. I'm missing it. There it is. Okay. Shadow resolution 2048. Okay. Shadow bias 0.47. Okay. Sun shadow transition is checked. Okay. Sun shadow update time set to 0. Sun shadow update threshold to 2.0. Okay. Next tab. Grass fade set to 18,000. Okay. That's all for that one. Visuals tab. Grass density set to 60. And grass diversity set to 15. And improved shader is unchecked. Okay, it's unchecked. Under the basic tab, save and exit. Okay. Post Bethany tweaks. Okay, I think we can minimize that and open Model Organizer again. Actually, we need to go back to that to open Model Organizer, since I don't have a shortcut set up yet for it. Okay, go to INI editor, and we want to open Skyrim.ini, and under grass, we want B grass point lighting equals 1. Okay, it's not there, so let's go ahead and add it. Okay, under save game, there it is. Let's add all of that. Oh, I don't think it'll let me, yeah it will. Okay. Save autosave 01, scripted force save 0, scripted autosave 0, okay. Okay, next, Skyrim Prefs Ini. Let's go ahead and save that. I don't know if it saves between tabs. We want display to have B SAO enable equals 1. B SAO enable is 1. Under main, save on pause 0, save on rest 0, save on travel 0, and save on wait 0. Okay, all of the autosaves are disabled. Save that. Custom INI should have nothing in it. It doesn't. Good. Save and close that. Now we need to create SKSE INI. So go to File Tree and click Open Mod in Explorer. You want to create a folder named KSE. Open that folder. Now you want to create a text file. Named SKSE.ini, and we'll delete the .text. Okay, and enter. Yes, that's fine. Open. Let's close all this crap. Close and okay. Paste the following. Paste. And I don't know if that space matters or not, but let's go ahead and put a space there. I don't think it does. It's just there to give a visual separation. Alright, save that. Close that. Minimize that. Okay. LOTD. Okay. Go back to utilities. And again, it's just a matter of extracting that file, or folder rather. There we go. You also have to download this Sse Tamriel or Terrain Tamriel ESM. You can install that as a mod, but do not activate it. you only want that that active when we're generating LODs with the xlodgen program. Until then, you can leave it deactivated. In fact, I'm not even going to install it right now. I will install it when I do the xlodgen step, which is way later in the guide. Okay? But feel free to install it now. But like I said, just don't activate it. Okay. Let's see. And then we need to create a folder called SSE Login Output at the root of a drive. That's where I had mine before. In fact, I'm just going to reuse that folder and just delete the previous output. There we go. Once the above is done, open Mod Organizer 2 and add the exe as an executable. Well, it's already open, so oops, we can close that though. Executable, add from file, utility, xlodgen. And are we adding both right now? No, just the 64. That's, yeah, never mind. Silly question on my point. Okay, in the arguments field, you want to type -sse -o colon and then the drive letter. Underscore output, and I forgot to put the quotation marks. There we go. Okay, so make sure you have quotation marks around the drive letter and file path. So there we go. Apply. Okay. All right. Dawnguard. Back to modding, utilities. Okay, and again, it's just a standalone program. Create a folder, or I think it may, whoops, let me do that. There we go. Yeah, it has its own, so just extract it there. And let's see. Then we need to add 2 files as executables in Mod Organizer, so back to that. Add from file, utility, Dawnguard, and we want the ones with 64 on it, so Dawnguard 64 first with the argument -sse, apply, and again add from file, 64, open, -sse, apply, okay. Next we'll be setting up zmerge. Let's close that, and we want to open zedit. Oops, not that one. There we go. Before we do that, you'll notice that there are files in the overwrite mod directory, so let's take care of that first. It's that SSE cache. If you right click, click create mod, and we'll just name it there we go, and activate it. It says there's no game data because it's not a game file, it's just used for SSE edit. Anyway, run zedit. In the drop down, we're going to select zmerge and start session. Click on the cog in the upper corner. Navigate to integration settings. Okay. Under mod manager, select mod organizer 2. Portable, mod manager path. To the main mod organizer folder. Select folder. The mods path. Mods, select folder. Navigate to merge settings. Output path, fill the path to where your mod organizer 2 mods folder is. It's already there. Uncheck disable plugins. Navigate to archive creation settings. Under advanced, change minimum files per archive to 6 nines. Okay. Okay. Under advanced, make sure create texture archives is unchecked. And click OK. You can now close zmerge. There we go. ENB series. Go to where you have ENB downloaded. Extract it to its own folder. And we want the D3, D11 DLL and the D3 decompiler 46E DLL. So okay, into the main Skyrim folder. Back to okay. Close that. Then we need the preset, which is actually downloaded as a mod. I didn't have it downloaded yet, so let's go ahead and download that. I couldn't download it because I didn't have mod organizer installed. Oh, anytime you run zedit, it creates backups, so delete. Yes. We didn't actually change anything, so nothing was backed up, but anyway. Download and download. There we go. We did need the all-in AIO, right? And we also need the ultra bright surface and smoke fix for interior. Close that. Download. Download. And That's a manual download, so actually I should put that in the ENB folder. Let's see. Okay. Now this mod has a faux mod, which means that it has one of these. Okay, next. This is hard to view because of the way I have my screen split right now, so but it is definitely the second option selected, so next. Then on this page we have that selected and that selected. Next. We have none selected. Next. And we have that. And it goes back around. So, and then this is asking you if you notice that you have to copy these files to the Skyrim root folder, because this is an ENB and not a mod. So we're just going to click install. Now my question is, where does that get installed? So let's look and see what is actually in that. I put that in utilities. And it's that one. Okay. So go back to organizer, go to mods, and all of this gets copied to the Skyrim folder. You can cut or paste, it doesn't matter. Skyrim, paste, and then in utilities, drag and drop that and replace. Okay, close that and close that. There we go. Okay, and then we need to go back to the INI. We want Skyrim INI, and we want to change the following if it does not exist. Add it. Display. We want F global bloom threshold boost to 5.000, whatever. F global. Nope, I don't see it. Copy. I'll put it with the rest of these F globals. I don't think location really matters as long as it's in the right category. But it looks like that's where it would go, so I'm sorry I'm putting it. FSAO bias 0.5. Nope, I don't see that one, so let's go ahead and add it. FSAO EXP factor. FSAO intensity. And FSAO radius. Okay. Then under weather, have a weather. So we're going to copy the entire category. Okay, save. Open Skyrim Prefs. Display. B, enable improve snow is 0, yes. F gamma equals 1.0, yes. B, FXAA enable equals 1, it should be 0, okay. Wait, that's the wrong one, I almost changed something I shouldn't. B, FXAA enabled, yes, 0. B equals use TAA equals 0, yes. B IBL F enable is 0. Actually, I would have been okay, because that's what I was about to change by accident. B IND enable 0. B SAO CS enable 0. B SAO enable equals 1, yes. B trees receive shadow equals 1, yes. B draw land shadows equals 1, yes. And B shadows on grass equals 1. Okay, that one wasn't there, so I need to add it. Okay. And this last step is if you have an HDMI cable to connect your monitor. I do not, so I can skip that step. Save. Can't skip that step though. Alright, so we are done with the prerequisites. Next we'll be going on to installing mods. Exciting stuff. Alright, but before we can install mods, I have to download them. So I will be doing that, and then we can begin the next episode. Thank you for joining me. This has probably been a fairly long episode. It may have been split into 2. By the time you see this, you will know that, whether or not I did that. Thank you. See you next time.